Each year, an extraordinary amount of people dress up in costumes, pass out candy, and throw parties on the 31st of October. Many people now celebrate this holiday whose original intentions were to keep the spirits at ease. In years past, the meaning and celebration has changed to reflect what we now call Halloween. It went from trying to keep the undead happy, being a creative outlet for many people, and giving children an excuse to consume massive amounts of candy. If Halloween continues to change, it will essentially be dooming the future generations to an unhealthy lifestyle. The adults that take part in this increasingly unfair and biased holiday must take action and switch roles with the children to give them not only a better life, but also the skills they need to succeed. This switch is a necessity everyone must make in order to alter the social standards of this world and create a hope for the future. Now, to some people, taking such a beloved holiday and changing its routine and meaning in the name of a better future may seem crazy and far-fetched. But change must start somewhere. Why not get ahead and start changing things where the outcome can be controlled by the people as a whole? The people of this world need to take action now, no matter how small or crazy it may sound. Once everyone realizes the benefits of this change and the awful social constructs Halloween not only permits but encourages, the world will be one step closer to being a better place. To convince those that believe this proposal doesn't make sense, let's discuss how this holiday is ultimately a lose-lose situation for all. The point of Halloween is for children to dress up and go trick-or-treating to get candy. Now some will ask, well, what's so bad about that? There's a lot wrong with that when one really stops to think about it. Allowing children to dress up is perfectly fine. It lets them express themselves and have fun. However, going door to door and asking for candy is a whole other thing. Not only does it encourage children to develop bad eating habits, it also shows them that being creative means an automatic reward. This may not sound like a bad thing, but when you take that lesson into the context of worldly views, one will see that it is giving kids a false pretense of what the world expects of people. Teaching children that being creative comes with a prize or a treat will keep them from expressing themselves in a healthy way and tells them to only be an individual when they want something. By switching places with children, adults will allow them to be creative with their costumes, but they won't learn to equate it with a reward. And the parents will be allowed to limit the amount of candy the child gets, and they can even let the child be in charge for the night. This will teach them valuable leadership skills that will come in handy later on in life. Adults need to step up and take this action to ensure the best future for their kids. Now, this doesn't mean that kids can't dress up and have fun and they don't get to eat candy. This can all still happen, just in a safer and more practical way that ultimately helps children to have the best life they can. What about other aspects of this proposal that seem, somewhat dangerous? For example, one of the roles adults take part in on Halloween is handing out candy to kids. The idea being proposed is for adults and kids to swap roles, which in theory leaves kids answering the doors to complete strangers. How is that safe for children? Well, truth be told, it's not safe or practical to leave young kids alone, which is why that should not be allowed when this switch does happen. Younger kids should go with their parents and learn leadership and social skills by leading their parents through the neighborhood and making important decisions. This allows them to still benefit from this switch, but in a safe way. Now, if the parents take kids with them, then who will pass out the candy? Well, teenagers, of course. This will allow them the independence that will come with staying home alone while still contributing to the holiday and expressing themselves through costumes and decoration. Making this change will still allow parents to have control of what is going on in their child's life while simultaneously giving them freedom and responsibility, which are true skills every parent tries to teach their children. On an opposing note, the strict rules that Halloween implements on people affects adults as well. It keeps older teens and adults from expressing their creativity in a healthy manner. Once someone hits a certain age, dressing up is no longer socially acceptable on Halloween unless going to a party. But parties, especially with young adults, can be dangerous to not only them, but others as well. And teenagers and adults who do dress up do so in a certain way so as to have the approval of their peers. By switching places, we will eliminate the need for crazy college parties. If we teach children from a young age to be creative for themselves, and when they are older, they won't have the pressure of seeking approval. In today's society, children are encouraged to be creative and individual, but only when there is a reward involved. Teenagers oftentimes try and express themselves as individuals but get shut down, whether it be the educational system, social standards, or even adults and peers they look up to. By not allowing teenagers and young adults a healthy outlet, we are just reinforcing the idea that once someone grows up, they are no longer an individual and must conform to a certain set of standards. How are the people supposed to think for and rule themselves if they are shunned or put in dangerous positions for expressing themselves? By denying adults the creative outlet and forcing habits and perspectives upon children only to have them stripped of them later is only hurting the people in the world in which one lives. If Halloween continues as it has been, then there will be no hope. In order to thrive, the people, all people, must destroy society's standards and viewpoints and start over. By doing something as small and simple as switching roles, everyone can help to make the difference in changing the world so that the future generations can not only succeed but thrive as well.